We live? Cool. A little different music this go around. Make sure everything is going. Oh yeah. We're starting out with that. A little pep in the step today. Alani, the Alani New. This one is the Pink Slush. I can't say that it's my favorite one, but it's pretty good. I'll have to. It's not the peach. The peach is by far the best. Turn this down a little bit. I would say this is like a 15 chromies out of 21. It's not middle of the road. All the Alani stuff's kind of up a little bit, but it's not the juicy peach. And they're loaded with caffeine. Oh. All right. What do we got lined up? We have let's get the walk going, and then we'll go over everything, do our warm up. Okay, there she goes. Okay. All right, so today, number 7, I think this is number 7, lucky number 7. Yeah, we'll go with that. I'll double check, but I think it's number 7. Then what did we talk about last week? It's been a blur. Can't really remember. Weekend stuff we were planning on doing a back-to-back, but little change of plans on that. We'll get into it. We'll go over what the weekend had in store. Make sure we got everything. So, tonight we've got banana, protein ball, because yes, I did make some Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. So fresh batch. What's good? Just happy to be home today. Work was a woo. So yeah, we got banana, Kodiak, pretty sure I set these streams to 18 plus. In this one, we've got, which I think we've already scored, the Liquid IV sugar-free raspberry lemonade. If I haven't scored it, I know I've drank it during one of the streams, and we'll definitely have to get that scored if I have, but I'm pretty sure I have. Then this one, I don't think we've scored. This is Liquid IV, and this is the tropical punch, just the regular tropical punch. So, raspberry melon. Okay. Then the raspberry melon, it should actually be the raspberry lemonade. I said it wrong the first time, because that's what it actually is. It's raspberry lemonade. I probably had the melon death dust on the brain when I said that, because it's raspberry lemonade. So yeah, 2 Kodiak balls, banana, that'll get us through, because I had 2 when I got home. Probably go 10 today. Don't know if we're going to run tomorrow, because my day is going to be insane. Accidentally booked a bunch of extra stuff tomorrow, so it happens. So we might do a little extra mileage tonight just because of that. But we'll see. Score for the strawberry banana bar. Oh, the pure organic. Strawberry banana is pretty even keel with the pineapple passion fruit. I would say they're both. I don't know if I've scored both of them on here yet, but I'm going to tell you they're pretty even. And we're going to say they're pretty good. I love the texture. Flavor, good. Texture, great. Nutrition, eh. '16s, high 16s, nah, screw it, 17s, they deserve it. Texture alone, perfect. Toothsome, I would say. Yeah. And they break it up. It's not something I rely on nutrition-wise, but it breaks it up. It's not super gummy, it doesn't stick in your teeth, which I love. And they're sweet, a little sour, so cool. Which I don't even know if I've eaten the other one on stream. I think I've only eaten the one flavor. The other one is pineapple passion fruit. So yeah, there's strawberry, banana, pineapple passion fruit. I think they make other flavors, but I've just never had them. And it's, I don't know, they're good, pretty clean, breaks it up. We did a sound test at the end of the last stream. It seemed to work, so I'm going to do that again at the end of this one, and we'll see what people prefer, if they prefer the headphones in, how that sounds, or if they like just the phone capturing it. We'll see what sounds better. I think they sounded the same to me, but 6 on one hand, half a dozen on the other. Other than that, I think it is time to start. Number 7. 7 weeks in a row. DSDN fundraising. Let's get it. Turn this up. Off to the races. Watch has been working great. Cross your fingers and hope it stays that way tonight. Right on the money right now. char. Got a different hat on tonight, and we're rocking the Nashville Half Marathon shirt. The race that I blew my knee out in a few years ago. It's been a long journey back. But if you're new here, check out the links. Thank you, Deft. We might update the goal because we're about to meet it, and we have to the end of May. So I've talked a little bit about it, but we're doing the fundraising for DSDN, but there is a tier that if you raise to that, they will match a portion of that donation to a local organization of my choice, which I have decided that if we make it to that point, it's going to be the DSAMT, Down Syndrome Association of Middle Tennessee, for the extra mile. So I might be updating the fundraising page and set it up that tier, because we got many weeks to go and everybody's already been so generous that we're just going to go for it, because why not? And I don't know if I'll talk about it tonight, but now that it's getting warmer out, I got a couple ideas on some of the live streams and taking it outside for a portion of it and maybe doing like a hot lap around the neighborhood and then coming back, and some other like cooler things than that, but like, you know, take it outside when we've got later daylight hours and warmer weather. A couple of the other ideas I'll flesh out more in my head, figure it out. Last week, we were planning to do a back-to-back 15-miler Saturday, Sunday, which, slight change of plans. The wife and I went to another fundraising event for the Discovery Center here where we live, and it was a wine and whiskey tasting. And there was 166 different pours. No, I did not partake in 166 pours. That's bananas. I took, between me and her, actually combined, not just me, like combined, we did 49, and that was too much. So Saturday was rough. After the event, the wife and I were just sitting on a bench, eating some food truck food, because we were in no shape to drive, so we just hung out for a while, long while, to where they even closed the doors, turn out the lights, and we were some of the last ones there. But, you know, did set up a DD, so yeah, you gotta wait it out. But the food was good, and obviously the company was good. So it was chill. But I still didn't slack off. I just didn't go and hit the trails like I wanted. On Saturday, I rode my Peloton, well, the wife's Peloton. for 45 miles. Hadn't done that in a while. And I forgot how much it destroys your quads, especially like the lower portion inside of your quads, close to the knee. The wife knows the fancy name for that. Destroyed. Then got up, went out the next day, and did a nice, pretty fast pace for me on the trails for 15 miles. It went really well. There was a little part at the end that banged my knee, not bad, just kind of clipped it. Went to save myself, and as I went to save myself, straighten out my leg, it cramped real bad. So after a couple minutes of getting my leg back into shape, and some really nice elderly couple making sure I was okay, I was back on it. Only had to limp for a while, but all in all, great run. Did some work. Yeah. It is. It is exactly some kind of random Pokemon DCMA list that popped up. I couldn't tell you. If it's not from the first few video games in the show, I really don't recognize it. I didn't play much after Red version. You know, I can't even tell you if it actually is real Pokemon music. It could be. Like, after Red version, I think I played a little bit of Yellow because my cousin owned it. That's about it. I mean, I played like Pokemon Snap and like Pokemon Stadium on console, but Game Boy, Red version. Play Pokemon while running? Honestly, Red version? I'm not saying it'd be easy, but I think I could do it. Oh, the ones I haven't? Ain't no way. I mean, I got the TV here. I could do a controller. It is, that's the challenge. I might kickball that around in my head for a while. There might be something to that. Even better, do like a crazy competitive first-person shooter and never get a kill. It's a baby kids game, man. I'll take that. Being good, yeah. Yeah, we're... What else we got? Swap Pokemon mid-battle. Ooh, yeah. That'd be tough. Like start leveling up a starter and finally get strong, and you just caught like a caterpie and all it knows is string shot, and you gotta swap to it. That could be brutal. I wonder if there's actually a game that I can confidently say I can finish. Not 100%, but finish it within, let's say, 4 hours. That'd be about like a decent marathon time. What comes first, the ending credits or 26.2 miles? Oddly enough, if you know my inner circle, I think the pace to complete that end would be 9 minutes, 10 seconds a mile. I have to be sure, but it can be done. But I don't know if there's a game that I know that well that I could do in 4 hours. That's not like a short game. Maybe A Bug's Life for the PS1. Time Splitters 2 speedruns 26 minutes. Ooh. It would take some practice. I'm trying to remember the... You know what? Honestly, I think Time Splitters... What's the speed record for Time Splitters Future Perfect? Because I actually know more about those levels than 2, because I think I beat that story at least 5 times. 1 hour 11, ooh, yeah. It is a much more in-depth. More average like 2 hours, yeah. I don't know if 4 is possible. I mean, if I picked it up tomorrow, no. If I sat there and studied some speedrunning techniques, maybe, I don't know. I'd also have to get my first-person shooter skills back up. Yeah. Why are you playing so much Time Splitters? Getting ready for a marathon. But I think A Bug's Life, I could probably pick that one up and get really close. And it's really because I've 100%ed that game twice now. And the first, 3 levels, I mean, I think that first level, I could literally get through it in probably 15 seconds, because I know the shortcut there. The 100% is an hour and 15. I think when Shasta and I did it, ooh, off the top of my head, I'm gonna guess like 6 hours. We weren't speed running it, we were just trying to 100% it, taking our sweet time, but that could be fun. Man, there is some 100% portions on that. There's no real shortcut. But like, to just get through the levels, the first level is almost like a joke. Because there's like, and I've done it, I mean, I kind of already knew how to do it, but I watched a speedrunner do it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty much what I've already done. He just knew a better part of a fence that you can double jump over. But like, you kind of run, take a left, grab a vine, jump, run up a hill, jump over a fence, and you're done. And it takes about as long to do that as I did explaining it. And the second level is kind of like a maze, and if you know the way, maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I don't even know if there's any shortcuts for that. It's kind of just get to the end. I guess there's a little RNG with the second level, because one of the obstacles throughout the level is grasshoppers fall from surface level into the ant's nest, and it's just kind of random where they drop. It's never like perfectly in the middle or to one side. But if you avoid those, then you're just a mouse in a maze. About to start doing some hydration here. Start with a little bit of raspberry lemonade, which we have already scored. Delicious. Good stuff. Then to the tropical punch. Now this is full-blooded too. No sugar-free here. 2 miles. Tropical punch is good, but it's never been my go-to. Better than average. Not great. Nothing offensive about it. 13 chromosomes for the tropical punch. Like I said, it's a little bit above average. Nothing offensive about it. If you've had anything tropical punch, you've had that. Pretty generic. Raspberry lemonade, definitely better. decent pace. What we need to get done tonight. We're gonna take one bite of the ball. Oh yeah. You can feel the testosterone rise as soon as you bite into it. Yeah. Rocking the NASA hat tonight. I was gonna wear the DSDN hat, but we wore it out on the trails Sunday, and well, it's covered in salt brine. I'll show you. I was like, well, it's kind of crusty. It needs to be washed. We were doing work. And let's see what we got. Like I said, I might do a few extra miles tonight because I've got a really long day tomorrow. Not sure if I'll even have time to run. So let's see. Might be 17. I don't know who that is. Why do I not know who that is? Should I know who that is? Oh, new Rob Pattinson movie. Now, okay. Pattinson's been doing some hella good shit, so. What's the, give me the 2-sentence premise. I'm really out of touch with my movies. I'm like, I think like 10 behind where I want to be right now. I used to just be one of those guys where second or third day in the theater, I was there. He's basically a clone to go colonize a planet. Coming to terms with being a clone. Interesting. Okay. I'm going through my brain. I think I've seen a trailer for that. Do the clones die a lot in the trailer? And he realizes that he's dying a lot? Okay. I can't say that I paid attention to the trailer so much as that it was an ad between YouTube videos, but I know what you're talking about. Interesting. I still need to see, I think it's him and William Dafoe in The Lighthouse. Man, that's been on my list for a while. Pretty sure that's Pattinson. Now, is the movie, I'm trying to remember the vibe of the trailer. Is the movie kind of like a dark comedy? Because that's what the trailer was giving off. Maybe like a, I don't know, internal strife dark comedy. Comedy, drama, thriller, cool. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to add that one to the ever elongating list. I did cross off a movie. It took me a while. Oh, no, blanking on what it was called. It'll come to me. It's a couple weeks ago. I just remember having like a random 2-hour window. I was like, you know what? I got nothing else to do. It's kind of late. I'm gonna watch it. Oh, it was it was the new Godzilla Kong movie. Godzilla X Kong. Hello. How's the little dude? Good? No. Which, the first Godzilla Kong movie, man, that was fun. The second one, not as good. Fun, yes. Visually fun, yeah. But like out of all the new Godzilla films, it's lower on my score. We're gonna have to start scoring movies on here too. Now, the new Toho movies, Godzilla films, those have been killer. -1 was, man, that was so good. -1 is like up there top 5 Godzilla movies for me. And I am a Godzilla nerd through and through. I will say I do have one Godzilla movie that's in my top 5 that I guarantee is on probably no one else's, because it's honestly a terrible Godzilla movie, but it's the first one I ever watched, so I'm extremely biased. So I always keep it in my top 5, even though I have come to terms as I've gotten older. It is not a good movie at all. And arguably, there's like a 20-year, 25-year span where they were all kind of trash, with a couple good ones peppered in, but it was rare. But the one that I'm biased towards is Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, which is essentially Godzilla versus a giant lobster. That's about it. So, take a Godzilla toy, go into Red Lobster and throw it in one of the tanks. It's basically the whole movie. There you go. Now the OG, very first one, still, you can't beat it. Especially when you wrap your mind around what it was really about and when it came out, why it came out. It's dark, especially for its time, which is why I really liked -1, because it really carried that original super dark theme that Godzilla really was, which is why -1 is also in my top 5, but it's at number 3. And my number 2, I don't know, I'm freaking nerding out here, but pretty common, but Godzilla vs. Destroya, I mean, if you were a 90s kid, early 2000s kid, like, that one's hard to beat. Like, there was Final Wars and stuff like that around that time, but Godzilla vs. Destroya, man, the stakes were never higher. And then, to round it out, I'm really partial to Godzilla vs. Biollante. Another kind of classic from that era. There's some bangers during that era of Godzilla. Another one high on my list, Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, is how it was released in the United States. Actual title was Godzilla vs. Hedorah. Basically Godzilla versus global warming, if we're being honest. Smog Monster was just a giant living pollution bowl. Like, if you've ever seen the Fern Gully, which is essentially the original Avatar in cartoon form. The main antagonist is basically a cloud of diesel smoke and smog, and is voiced by Tim Curry. But it's basically Godzilla versus Tim Curry. In an alternate universe, it's Godzilla versus It the Clown. Which, with all the Godzilla crossovers, it's not out of the realm of possibilities. Godzilla's basically fought everybody. He's fought the Ninja Turtles, the Fantastic Four. He was just in Fortnite not too long ago. I think this year. Godzilla went to hell. He fought hell. In fact, I think the comic book was Godzilla versus Hell. Or Godzilla goes to hell. I don't know. What up, little dude? We're nerding out on Godzilla stock. What jammies are we wearing? The homie chromies? Got the homie chromies on. Let me slow this down so I don't trip and die. Hello. What do you think, buddy? Stop the watch. We're sweaty. Hi. Hello. Look. Here you are. We call these homie chromies. Yeah. Can you wave at yourself? Hello. Okay, he's gonna wave that way. Yeah, that's you. Boop. Boop. Good job. Peel, banana. Peel, peel, banana. Oh, don't squish it. I gotta eat that. Okay, I'm getting them. Alright, buddy. Oh, you don't want to leave?
You.
Told you.
Yuckum.
Peel, banana.
Yuckum.
Peel, peel, banana.
Yuckum.
Speaking of,
Yuckum. Yuckum.
peel, banana. Peel, peel, banana.
Yuckum.
Eat banana.
Yuckum.
Um,
What's Daddy doing? He's eating banana.
oh no.
Wave
8
at Dada.
manners on stream.
Wave at Dada.
Hello.
You're rocking like a baby. Oh.
He is a baby.
No, he's not.
Actually looks like a boy.
We need real
He's a banana. Why wouldn't he push it? No, no. Here.
baby. No. You like that beat up Asian massage, huh?
Stop Asian hate. Alright, buddy. We'll get back after it. Mwah. Mwah. No turd.
That sneak face me out of there.
Bye. 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 Crazy kid. He had a late nap today, so he is full of energy this evening. The opposite of last week. Last week he didn't even take his afternoon nap. And he was a brutal kid. He had opinions last week. Bethany, darling. I'm hungry, so we're eating. Honestly, bananas and protein balls are about what I've had today. But I've got some leftover potatoes. Oh, I mean, monkey see, monkey do, man. But tonight for dinner, I made homemade Alfredo last week. I make my homemade Alfredo sauce, and then I had some of that left over, so I roasted some potatoes and tossed them in that. I have some left over. I'm gonna mow down on some Alfredo potatoes after this. All right. Enough jibber jabbering. Here we go. Back up to speed. Not going fast today. We never do on here. I think I've kicked this speed up one time, and that was out of pure frustration. Which honestly, if we were being truthful, I could have let today get to me, but I didn't. And tomorrow, it's going to be head down, get it done. Just pile drive. 4 miles. I guess we do have a little bit of an update. I heard back from the Shasta one, and the editing for the trail marathon has officially gone underway. So, it's happening. It is now officially in post. It's gonna be fun. Like I said, I mean, like anything that I've ever had recorded of myself, it's super cringy. But I think some of the shots that he got were so fun that even I am going to be able to watch it. I'm excited for it. The other update, I guess, is this weekend is the Special Kids Race. We do that every year, and actually we're doing it several years before we ever had a special needs kid. We just started doing that race, and it's been a a staple ever since. And the last few years have been very cold and rainy. Last year wasn't super cold, but it was rainy, windy, and cold enough. And the year before that was very cold, not as rainy, but very cold. Now this year I was excited because I saw the temperatures were going to be like in the 60s, inching up into the 70s. I'm like, let's go. Let's get that spring weather going. Well, it also looks like that's going to bring some hellacious storms with it. So, throughout Friday and Saturday, there's going to be this massive storm that is going to stretch through most of the South and the Midwest. And I think it's going to be severe enough where if the timing is wrong, they might cancel the race. We will see. Which kind of is very disappointing. We have a very large team that's showing up for Carter this year. I think there's like 17 people on it, if not more. And family was coming into town. So it would be disappointing if it doesn't work out. But if it does, I did a little bit of a speed test last week, and I think I can beat my time. It'll be close, but I did look it up, and I would have to average 7 minutes and 51 seconds a mile for the 15K to beat the time, which I think can be done. Now, if it gets canceled, so be it. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do a 15K speed test on our own on the next stream. I don't know. Find out. But if you remember right, that was also the weekend that the Shasta one had a big trail race. And if you also remember, it's very close to my location. So he is dealing with the same weather forecast. Weather forecasts are fake anyway. Agreed. It's all speculation. Fake news. But that could really throw a wrench into what I believe was going to be the Shasta one's peak mileage week, which in the ultra world basically means it's your final big exam before you get to the final boss. It's like, what would you call it in the gaming world? I guess you could call it like a DPS test. If you can beat this boss, you've got a chance to get to the final end game. But there's going to be a huge test for the Shasta one, and it might turn out to be very difficult to run anywhere in our state that day. Now Sunday looks better, but be a lot of rain. The trails won't exactly be speed worthy. So it might be a little tough. But I'm sure we'll get through it, get some good miles in, some important mileage in, and the wife and I are going to sit down here very soon, and we're going to officially sign up for an ultra race. Which one it is, I do not know. Basically going to come down to what does the calendar allow? And then we will focus upon that. The other thing that I want to get under my belt now that I've done the trail marathon is go and attack the Fiery Gizzard Trail. It's about an hour-ish south of where I live. And the trail marathon that the Shasta one and I did was kind of my litmus test for whether or not I could tackle that trail, because it's a little bit more technical, more elevation, and basically there's one pit stop, so I got to make sure I've got all my gear really thought out. So doing that trail marathon was a wonderful test, and I passed it. So I think we're gonna go and tackle the Fiery Gizzard here pretty soon, which would honestly mean a lot, because it was one of my goals when I was training for this half marathon. That was like my end goal that year, was to tackle that trail. And during this race, my right knee just exploded. Not fun. But now we are back, stronger, training smarter, and I think we are ready. And there's a little part of me that says maybe I capture some footage. But like I said, I'm not really one to have the time to sit down and edit. So if I did capture the footage, then it'd probably be months before anybody saw it. Months and months probably. We're also getting to the busy time of year for my work, so I don't know. Maybe I can get some footage and then get the Shasta one to put his editing chops to work again. You know, it's not like he's doing anything. It's not like he's running almost 100 miles a week. Doesn't have much going on. Here. Here, go. Oh yeah. A little over 5 miles. What time is it? Almost 8 o'clock. We'll see. We might cut it off at 10 miles tonight. It was a long day. Big day tomorrow. Started a little later tonight. These sound like excuses. but it is reality. We shall see. Legs are still a little beat up from the run on Sunday. It sounds like good excuses, which are usually valid. Not gonna lie. Tomorrow my work schedule is a giant valid excuse. Had a couple people call asking to add a little extra to the schedule. And out of the kindness of my heart, I said yes. We will get that done. I will make my day a little longer and help you out. Not knowing that at almost the exact same time, my business partner was having an exact same conversation with a different person. So, what turned out to be a slightly above average busy day turned into probably going to be one of the biggest days of the year. All within about a 12 hours notice. Awesome. Whoops. Yeah, pretty much. And we didn't find out that we did this until hours into today, so I couldn't call him back and be like, hey, mistakes were made. Nope. We were in that bed that we made for a little too long, and early morning, late night. Just mentally prepare myself for it, just like I would a long run. Here we are, here we go, let's do it. But in the grand scheme of things, these are good problems to have. Plus, I think I need to look at the schedule. I think there might be an IndyCar race this weekend. Oh no, too much work as a contractor. Lovely, yeah, I know. Which, if we're honest with each other right now, the winter was slow. Usually is, but this year was real slow. So, a couple big days and a couple big weeks starting the spring out. It's hard to complain. F1 this weekend too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Open wheel madness. Hamilton in red. Weird. Still feels weird. Yeah. Were you upset that Yuki didn't get that seat, or were you happy with the decisions? Because I think that's who was really vying for that seat for a while. I just wanted not to check though. Yeah, I mean, it's not like he was performing at his peak. Still a hell of a driver, but when it's someone's time, it's someone's time. Yeah, I think Yuki would have been fine. It'll be very interesting to see how that first race goes. See where everybody's at. I think Liam could be better than Yuki, so who knows? Shrug. Yep. I think in the long run, it might be the better choice. But I don't know. That's just a race fan perspective. I think given the same car tomorrow, Yuki might win 60, 70% of the time, and then by next year, in the following year, that'd probably flip. So, but I don't get paid to know those things because I don't know those things. And a lot of the time, I think the people who get paid to know those things don't know those things. Especially in the F1 world, money goes a long way. Money, 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 money. Money. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. We'll get $3 more million out of this one. You win. Is he slower? A little bit. For now. But an extra 3 to 5 million goes a long way in developing more parts, so better car. Yep. Racism. Gotta love it. Yeah, IndyCar doesn't have it as bad, but it's definitely there. There's just not as much money to throw around, so there's still a little bit more about, hey, if we can win this race or win these championships, the sponsors will come. And after watching the first broadcast on Fox on IndyCar, I think I said this a few weeks ago, but it's the first time in a long time where I felt that there's a lot of potential for some big growth there. IndyCar's got the product They just need to back it up and really go for it. Now, a little bit of a new direction on a car would be nice, but the racing is there. The facilities they go to are some of the best in the United States and honestly the world. There's a couple tracks here in the United States that aren't necessarily big enough or safe enough for a F1 car, but it's just not how the facilities were designed. Yeah, I haven't started the new season of Drive to Survive yet, but it does kind of want you to like dive in. Yeah, the workout's good. It's you know, for these little run streams, these fundraising streams, we kind of just cruise, so I can't really say I'm putting it all out there into the workout, but it's a good way to raise awareness and burn off some of the weekend calories. Cadillac will have their own. Oh yeah, I'm so ready. And I have my conspiracy theories around Cadillac. I've been following Andretti for a very, very long time. And when he stepped down from Andretti Global, because if you didn't know, the FIA hates Michael Andretti. They love Mario, not so much Michael. But him getting out of the way and then them signing that deal maybe leaves him open for team principal in the future. I don't know. It would be epic. What up? That's my fascia. But yeah, no, it's going to be exciting. I think this year in F1s, I think the field is definitely tightening up. You know, because F1 goes through ebbs and flows of, you know, sometimes, especially back in the day, there was like one real dominant team and a few tracks where the other teams might catch up, but over the years, the margins have gotten closer and tighter, and yeah, there's still some lapping that goes on in F1, but not like it used to. So, we'll see. Sometimes someone just wins a lot. Hoping Red Bull can keep it up, but it's definitely closer. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like watching like Mercedes back in the day. Just all of a sudden they caught up and then just popped off. And I think this generation of fans watched the exact same thing with Red Bull. Just they kept getting closer and closer, and then boom, there it was. Catch me if you can. And, you know, Ferrari's been there in the mix. They always are. Just can't ever close. The last time I paid attention to F1, Michael Schumacher was dominating the league, and Alonso just won his first championship. But I'm going to follow this. Yeah, it's a great time to get into F1 because I would say since, I don't know, what year did the first Drive to Survive come out like? Was it right before COVID? But man, that brought in so many new fans, which I love it. The more focus, honestly, in my opinion, that's on F1, that's going to bleed over into IndyCar. And since IndyCar is so terrible at marketing, the bleed over from F1 is the best that IndyCar's done in a while. And once people tune into it and realize that The competition is really good, and the racing is even more dynamic. It becomes as exciting as F1. There's just not the fanfare that F1 has, except for the Indianapolis 500. Now that's got fanfare. That's undeniable. But there's so many good races in IndyCar that go underappreciated, so I'm hoping with this new focus that IndyCar keeps creeping up. Yeah, first season was 2019, and yeah, it's been steadily building. I don't feel like there's been a drop off in the F1 scene. I think it's just grown and grown, so more races in the States, more focus in the Americas, more bleed over into IndyCar. Do I pay attention to NASCAR? Not as much as I used to. I usually watch my favorite tracks in NASCAR. 7 miles. They started losing me around 2014. 2012, 2014, they started to kind of lose me as a fan. I'm still a fan, but to me it's gotten, I hate stage racing. So I think it was last year, they had the stage points, but they got rid of the pit stops at Chicago, that road course, and it made the racing so much better. And the ratings for that race were really good. So I'm like, there you go, NASCAR. I get the stage points, and you can go for those, but I really don't like stopping the race and restarting it, retightening up the field. It's kind of like when they first implemented that. I said it's like playing a basketball game and you run up 20 points on the other team by the half, and then you go to the locker room and you come back out and it's like, hey, why are we only 10 points ahead? Oh, well, we decided to make it a little bit more competitive so it's more exciting. It just never sat right with me. So I still watch it. I watched the Daytona 500, I watched Talladega, Bristol, I like Coda, which I haven't watched yet this year, but I have it recorded. I heard it got a little wild, which it normally does. And then IMSA's been growing like a weed too. The racing there has been great. I'm not a fan from the US. From my perspective, NASCAR feels like a cultural event just as much as it is a motorsports event. Yeah, it can be, especially at certain tracks. I would say NASCAR at Talladega feels like about as classic as NASCAR can get. Maybe like there in Bristol. Like your core diehard audience where, you know, actual family roots are showing up to those races. Whereas like NASCAR at Circuit of the Americas is more of, let's show the world what NASCAR kind of is. It's not just a one-trick pony, which it's not. There's a lot of, in the racing world, there's a lot of, you know, judgment that goes between different motorsports, but every car is hard to drive in its own way. Yeah, if you haven't watched any IMSA in the last few years, that's some good racing. So, Felix, what's your go-to motorsport right now? You said you haven't really been watching F1. So it's the weekend, it's motorsport season. What are we tuning into on a regular basis? Because I know MotoGP it's growing slowly. It's been like on a steady climb for like 10 years. I feel like MotoGP's kind of leveled off a bit, but that's some good racing too. We need to hydrate. I'm trying to think of like my favorite F1 tracks. Like I've got my favorite NASCAR tracks, favorite IndyCar tracks. F1. I mean, for tradition's sake, I don't know. To answer your question, I just subscribed to F1 TV. I'm super excited because they'll stream in 4K this season. NASCAR uploads their races on YouTube. And I'm going to pay attention to NASCAR. Yeah. And you know what? Now that Fox has the IndyCar contract, they are uploading the full race to YouTube the following day now as well, which the IndyCar community's been begging for literally like 15 years. Like, please upload the full race and not these terrible highlight videos 4 days after the race is done. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, the past few years, that's how I've consumed my NASCAR, is either what I've recorded and I go back and watch it, or I watch the YouTube content. Which I think Deft and a couple of the other followers on this channel, they have F1 TV as well. And I've never pulled the trigger on it because it's honestly hard for me to watch live in real time anyway. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I just record it and watch it later. But I've heard really good things about it, especially if you've got multiple screens to absorb content through all at once. You can really get some great in-depth analysis and in-car cameras, lap times, so you can really nerd out on some F1 stuff. And being in 4K, I mean, that's so cool. Sometimes going back and watching some old F1 footage, especially when it was like a rainy race, you're basically, some of those old footage films are so funny because you're just watching giant water rooster tails go around a track that you can't see for like 3.5 hours because it takes them forever to go around it. Really, just, you were almost better back then to listen to it on the radio. It was still fun. But yeah, I'm hoping that IndyCar will start to see a little bit more money thrown their way and do some more in-depth camera work and production value. It could go a long way. So, since you were watching back in the 8 miles, if you were watching back in the Alonso days, Schumacher days, are you pulling for Alonso? Some Aston Martin energy this year? Or do you have, are you a team guy or are you a driver guy? Because if you're like some of my friends, they're like, they have their drivers, but they're also like, this is my team. Which is fun, especially in F1, like that's fun. But I've always just been a driver guy. Really don't care what team they're on. Which I think you lose out on a little bit of the fun. Because like right now, Charles Leclerc is my guy, and I could give a shit about Ferrari. I don't care that he's there. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's kind of like in the racing world, if you make it to that point, it's pretty awesome. It's kind of like, hey, I'm the quarterback for the Patriots. That's something. But if he was racing for anybody else, I'd still be pulling for him. But like in my friend group, we got some McLaren guys. Deft is a Red Bull Max Verstappen fan. So he's had some really fun years. Yeah, in my case, I'm definitely supporting McLaren right on. If I were to choose a driver, I would choose Leclerc too. Cool. I'm definitely biased, but solid choice. Get that monastic going. Yeah, McLaren. Charles Leclerc. I'm definitely at the end of this, at the end of the run, I gotta go grab my my poster of LC. Charles Leclerc. It's so good. I got it from Juggernaut, who's also a McLaren fan. He's big McLaren across all the motorsports. He watches McLaren and IndyCar. He's a huge Pato fan. And pretty sure he was watching when they were doing the big, what is that race series called? It's like the electric 4x4 off-road vehicles, which I've watched a few times and they're freaking incredible. I can't remember what that sport is called. I watched it saw it for about a year when it came out. But yeah, McLaren's all over the map in motorsports right now. You think Norris has it in him to be world champion? Oh yeah. You know, honestly, most, I wouldn't say all, but talent-wise, most everybody in F1, given the right setup, the right mentality, and the right year, any of them could really do it. It's just really, really hard to be that good every race, every lap, every year. And I think a lot of drivers have it in them to be world champion. They might not just have it in them every day at the same time as somebody else does. Case in point, I think Verstappen with the car in and his mentality right now is pretty unwavering. And that's how Hamilton was for all those years, how Schumacher was for all those years, you know, because, well, honestly, much like running, it's an endurance sport, and these guys are athletes, and you have to be in such a mental shape too. Towards the end of a race, you make one wrong move and you ruined your entire day. It could be the last corner on the last lap, and you could be minutes ahead of the next car, but you touch the wall just a little bit and it's over. So I think Max and some of the guys that have been towards the front, they all have the right cars and the right mentality. It's just, I think Max has put it all together all at once more often. So he wins. It's a close sport, you know. You're dealing in the, not just the tenths, you're dealing in thousands, hundreds of thousands in some of the qualifications. Like, crazy stuff. You could literally sneeze in the middle of your lap and not make it to Q2. Like, such a fine margin. IndyCar is not that close in qualifications for most of the tracks, but they're getting there. There was several races last year that were decided by thousands. Well, there's a couple races, but there's qualifications that were decided by thousands. I would never make it. I'd be sneezing all the time. You just see an F1 car, just bumper car and bouncing off the walls. Oh, sneeze attack. Max is more consistent. I've heard he's a little dirty as a driver, but he's definitely crazy competitive too. I mean, it depends on who you talk to on what's dirty and what's not, because in that sport, you can, it's kind of like you're driving down the interstate. If you get cut off in traffic, like that person right then in that moment is the worst person on the planet. He's an idiot. He's an asshole. He needs to die. It's very high stress, so reactions are very high strung. And then that person who cut you off can be like, why isn't this person let me in? Like, he's insane. He doesn't know how to drive. So I always take the he's a dirty racer with a grain of salt. Except for Kyle Busch. That guy can retire any day and I'd be happy. That's a dirty racer. He's a crybaby too. And he plays that role well. Don't get me wrong, he's super talented. And he deserves a lot of the wins that he's gotten. He also doesn't deserve a lot of the wins that he's gotten. Yeah, I would never label Max as a dirty driver, but I would definitely lean him towards highly competitive, which in that sport, you gotta be. And at that level, it's kind of like the Talladega Nights cliche line, if you ain't first or last, 9 miles. It's kind of the mentality when you're at the top. It's like, if you're used to winning and you're not winning, you're just getting podiums, That's tough. Or you could be like a team that's never getting on the podium, and then you have like top 10 finish and you're scoring points, and it's like the best day ever. So, perspective. Tough sport. And in that world, like, you have to be working in the off season and becoming more of an athlete now because it's getting more competitive. So like, it's almost tough to be like the old school, I don't know, like Tony Stewart. Like you can jump in a NASCAR and with a beer gut, and you're just so unbelievably talented that you just win all the time. Now you've got guys that are like running triathlons for fun, and they're just stronger, more mentally fit, physically fit, and they can go longer, and it just gives them that extra edge. So like, the cars are getting heavier and bigger too. Yeah, they are. They're easy. They're easier to control, I would say. But your reaction times, because they're so much faster and the G-forces are higher. So yeah, they're easier to control, but you have to make those minute decisions so much faster now that like mentally you can't mess up at all. More consistent, yeah. It's like back in the day, like your pure drivers, you're shifting, a lot of footwork, and it was a little on the edge of, will this car hook up or not? And now it's, this car's gonna hook up, so you better be perfect, because if you're not, the guy behind you will be. So it's like, it's a different approach. I feel like instead of being in like pure adrenaline, horsepower, pushing cars, you're in rocket ships now, and there's no room for error. And so the body has had to catch up to the car. Where back in the day, I don't think that was necessarily the crux of a team. You could have an amazing driver in a shit car, and that driver would make up the difference. That is no longer the case. The cars are too evenly matched. The drivers are too evenly matched. The talent pool is huge. So don't fuck up. Because if you are fucking up, there's 3 more guys that they can call. It's literally like that. You're gone. Now there's always a couple every year that they're not hitting their marks, and you can tell, and they usually don't last long, especially in F1. But it makes it exciting. Makes it fun. Cutthroat sport. Oh yeah. Definitely cutthroat. Nice booty, baby. Yeah, I mean, you know, most of your big sports, the pro level, are cutthroat, but yeah, F1's a team sport, but
Here it crashed. He has my phone in the bed.
what, Donald?
Here it crashed. He has my phone in the bed.
Oh, okay, okay. Like, I mean, football is a cutthroat sport. You gotta be in the weight room working out, being the best, unless you're just like absolute insane top tier talent. But you know, 95% of those teams, there's 4 or 5 guys ready to take your spot at any given moment. You mess up this week, you're gone the next, you're on the bench. And I know it sounds funny, but if you want to see some of the greatest racing in the world right now, whereas it's super competitive, they're bumping, they're grinding, it's kind of a spec series. It is a spec series. Marble Olympics, baby. It's the best. Well, M1, man. Marble F1 Championship, M1. Get on it. It's awesome. But the Mazda series, go back and watch some of last year's Mazda races. That is fire. That is some of the greatest racing in the world. Super highly competitive. Well, it's a spec series, but some of the best drivers who, didn't quite make it to some of the bigger series, or were in those bigger series and now are at the tail end of their careers, are doing it kind of for fun. Oh my gosh. And they go for it, because the barrier to entry with a Mazda car, hell of a lot less than F1, money-wise. And you can tell they risk it for the biscuit. Those are a blast. I got my dad to start watching some of those last year. He was kind of blown away. I was like, I told you, this stuff. Oh, are you benching the M1 tonight? I went down that road. That's some good stuff. We're behind on our hydration. We need to catch up. Where are we at? Coming up on 10 miles. Yeah, you've got 5 years of M1 to watch. What is it called? Morbula? Is that what they call it? Morbula 1? Yeah, Morbula 1 is so good. Yeah, if you don't know, I might have to do a little tour, but my son, which is why we're here doing this in the first place, for DSDN, his whole room is racing themed, 10 mile. And do you do marathons because you enjoy how it feels? Absolutely 100% no. No, I do not like how it feels. Now, there's a level of, when you complete it, I mean, that feeling is obviously great now. During it, it's a mental toughness, but the ultimate goal with this is to get to ultra. Do you get a runner's high? Oh yeah. I have been fortunate enough to hit a runner's high several times. And it's like the dragon, you know. You're always chasing that dragon. But it's also kind of like pushing myself. You know, what's my mental and physical limits. And I keep pushing those boundaries, so we'll see how far it goes. The ultimate goal is to run 100 miles. And we're on our way. We are getting really close to the 50K, and if I'm honest with myself, I could go out there and do a 50K tomorrow and could do it. And the 50 mile is not far behind, so if we keep this up, I really do think that we will hit the 100-mile mark next year. It's a long and grueling process, but I do love the trails. Treadmill running and road running is for the birds, but we do it because it's what time and adult life allows. And plus, for these streams, it kind of puts me in the headspace of doing it for a bigger cause, for better reasons, just to do it, and makes the treadmill life a little bit easier when you're got somebody to talk to. And I don't know. Treadmills some days are harder than getting outside. Actually, most of the time, but parent, owning a business takes up a lot of time. So, here we are. What you doing, darling? Fingers crossed. Yeah. This is the first time in a long time that I've felt this good, this deep into a training session. Usually I'm battling some form of injury, and that's really hindered me in the past. And for this big training block, we've slowed down, and we're ramping up the mileage slower, and it's working. So,
The movies just showing me.
go on. You see, they can still see in the mirror. What is that? What was it?
Out!
Free the boobs campaign? No bra.
My boobies are looking at the floor.
Yeah,
Got my
well.
peg leg on.
Angel Reese! Bam!
Review on that new flavor. It's weird.
Okay. We have to do a new review, the wife says. Prime Red Chill. And Felix, if you don't know, because we do this for Down Syndrome Network, we rate everything on a scale of 1 to 21 chromosomes. 21 being the best. Alright, here we go.
Different.
It's very light. Well, compared to what I've been drinking, it's light.
It's very salty.
Also, compared to what I've been drinking, it's not salty.
Try to get it on the water.
Okay. Prime Red Chill. Giving it pretty mild flavor, refreshing though. 14 chromosome. 14 chromies. That's just an excuse. She clearly wants you to rehydrate. Yeah. We're behind hydration today, that's for sure. We are not keeping up with it. The Padre says hello. $17K in. Yeah, we'll just go for a little while longer. Why not? Like I said, number 5 of 7 on the list. Okay. Let's be honest, I'm biased to liquid IVs, so I'm assuming that the liquid IVs are beating it on that scale, and the death dusts from I think it's called Death Dust. Yeah. And I think it was, those were scored pretty high too, especially the melon. Yeah, because it's Liquid Death is the company, and then they're like electrolyte blend is Death Dust. Number 4, Liquid IV Raspberry Lemonade. Yeah, the tropical punch that I'm drinking tonight is kind of mid-tier compared. Still good, it's just, it's meh. There's much better flavors of Liquid IV. We haven't even gotten to like some of my favorite Liquid IV flavors, so I think there's some 20s and 21s coming in the future. I don't think we have any new Verb bars to try right now, any new flavors at least. We have a bunch of the same that I think we've already scored, so it might be a minute before we get a new Verb flavor, but I know those are going to score high. Also, Felix, if you don't know, Kodiak protein balls on this channel are basically gold. It doesn't get any better. It is a gift from the gods. The other thing that I keep forgetting to do, and I really need to get the chat to come up with this, is we need something to say when we end the stream, like a signing off, because I don't know how to end these things. And it's just so awkward every time that I just like hit the stop button. I'm like, all right, it's over, bye. There needs to be like something said. It feels so wrong to just be like, all right, I'm done running, bye, have a good night, boop. So we need to come up with something. It doesn't even have to be like clever, it just needs to be something to where like I don't have to have that awkward moment every single time. So there's your homework, chat. Come up with something. Like, we've done some of like the standard big gulps, huh? Click. But we need something. $11 miles. Let's take it to 12. Why not? 12 miles sounds good. Nice even number. We'll save the half marathon for another stream. We'll make that kind of a event. First live stream half marathon for DSDN. We'll figure out a week to do that on. I don't think we'll do it for time, but we'll just do it. And then we need to figure out what we need to do this weekend if the race gets rained out. Yeah, I'm using an Uno reverse card on you for that request, yeah. It's so hard to come up with something. Not that it's necessarily needed. It's definitely probably not needed, but that's definitely more for me. Just give it time. It'll come naturally. Yeah, most things good do. Probably good advice. It'll just happen. We'll probably just be chatting one day and it'll just happen. There it is. There for the next few weeks. Which How much longer have we got? I need to do a countdown on weeks. Don't use AI. I just did. They're all terrible. Avoid AI. Pro tip. Will do. But yeah, in the future, we'll definitely do a couple more. Like, we'll do the half marathon run. Maybe we'll figure out how to do that gaming run. That'll be a logistical nightmare, but maybe we'll try something. It could be fun. Honestly, like, there's probably a way, now that I'm looking at it, that I can have the phone in the mirror set just right. And I can have like PS2, get the cobwebs off of it out of it, and be playing PS2 right here, TV here, have the camera on the TV and then the mirror on me so you can see me in the mirror. And then, Def, you got my mind working on that one, so we might have to do something. I'll do some camera angle play, and maybe we do the half marathon live. Will be a gaming half. The gaming half marathon. Man, that'd be wild. We would have to wear the clip. We have to wear the clip for that, because there is high potential that I absolutely eat shit live on stream and trip. Which would be great content. Not gonna lie. If that's the reason this channel goes viral and we raise money for Down syndrome, it's all worth it. But I'd like to avoid that, so we'll wear the clip. I'd say worth, but probably not in the moment. $18.5K. Going up on 12 miles. It's been a good run. Like I said, the legs were a little bit beat up from the high exertion, high output run on Sunday, and like the quads are a little sore from 45 miles on the Peloton, but like all in all, I can definitely feel my legs getting stronger, recovering faster, so like I can see and feel the gains. Hi, little dude. Are you in your sleep sack? Are you in your sleep sack? Yeah.
We were probably asleep.
You can kind of see his sleep sack in the mirror. We love these things. I love them. We're almost done. And then we're almost done, and then we're gonna show Charles the Christ and the DSDN hat on why I'm not wearing it tonight, because we sweat and crusted it in salt over the weekend. So it needs washing. Are you dancing? Are you dancing? Are you dancing? You look slap happy, little dude. Is he tired?
He's been doing this where he leans forward and lays his head on his feet.
You're gonna pass out. You're gonna pass out.
Bye.
Your way?
To the Jungle Book.
Oh,
This way.
okay. You gonna go listen to the Jungle Book? It's the... Uh-oh. That was a cough. It's the bare necessities.
Okay, blow down your kiss.
And blow kisses? Mwah.
Blow the kiss.
Mwah. Mwah.
Somebody over there.
Good job. Night Carter. Yeah, so he has like one of these like radio things called Tonys, and basically you buy characters and your characters are the albums, and you put them on the little radio thing and it plays like the story and the songs through this like radio box basically. They're kind of cool, like, I'll be honest. And his favorite right now is definitely the Jungle Book. Yeah. He was waving, he was blowing kisses. But yeah, we'll hit 12 miles here very shortly. I've got to show you, since we were on the F1 and racing talk tonight, we got to show you one of the best posters out there. We'll also do a DSDN hat reveal. It is salty and rainy. But thanks for tuning in, showing up, donating. Like I said, we're getting close to hitting that first goal. And honestly, that's kind of early on. So I think we're gonna look up to see what it would take to hit the tier where DSDN will donate back to a local organization. So I'll do a little bit of research on that and get back. There it is, 12 miles. Slow this down. Stop to watch. Successful run. I don't know what that brings us to total miles live stream, but it's got to be getting up there to 100K, I think. We got to be close. All right. First thing, the hat. See that? Yeah, we did work over the weekend, so there's a reason I'm not wearing it, because it's literally hard. Yeah, a lot of sweat, a lot of brine. Then the poster. Our Lord and Savior, Charles the Christ. There he is in all his glory. Hello. You just got here towards the end. We're showing Charles the Christ. Haku. Awesome stuff. I love that. 61 plus miles, whatever the first stream don't have. The first stream was, I think, because there's technically 2 streams, because I did a short TikTok stream testing out the TikTok live, and then did a shorter stream on Twitch, and I think the total was 8 miles. February 4th is the first one you have. Yeah, so I think that was the second stream that I ever did, because that The first one was kind of like a two-parter, and I was just testing out platforms. So it was, I did 5 miles live on. You would turn off my DCMA?
Yeah, because every morning I come back up here, it's on. You don't turn it off.
So it was 5 miles for the TikTok live, and it was like 3 miles for the first Twitch live. So 61 plus 8. So yeah, we have reached the 100K mark. Yeah, she's just like, yeah, well, that stuff's off. She's over it. Yeah, so that's a huge milestone. 100K. So next up is a 69 mile. Nice. So yeah, big one next is 100 miles live streamed. That's big. Maybe we time the gaming half marathon that will get us across the 100 miles live streamed. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe I work on it till then. I've got 30 miles to figure it out. So maybe that's the big idea that I work on the next couple weeks. Yeah, it's at least 2 weeks. So
Check on him before you come down.
okay, yeah.
He sat back up.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check on him. Little dude is now sitting up in his crib, and if you don't watch him till he falls asleep, he'll start grabbing all of his medical equipment. Yeah, he'll like pull down his IV poles and stuff. It's fun. But yeah, so we have ideas on the books. Great run. Thanks all for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Here again. If for some reason I'm not here, we'll figure it out, but we haven't missed a week yet. So later, peace, bye. 21 Chromies out.